Toka hapa Jose. A very good day to you from wherever you are watching us from. Welcome to Younib TV at 1. My name is Joena Mureithi. On to our first news. Following the failure of the Teacher Service Commission and teachers' unions to come to an agreement about the implementation of the 2021 to 2025 collective bargaining agreement, there will probably be disruptions to the start of the term 3 in schools across the nations. The employers of both the Kenya National Union and teachers and the Kenyan Union of Post-Primary Education, teachers have asked all of their members to report to their workstations without fail as they officially begin their industrial action on the 25th of this month at midnight.
The strike is still on until we sit with those organs and until Teacher Service Commission give us response.
The Commission has degraded the teaching profession to the level that we are now a laughingstock in the region. Teacher Service Commission did not commit in any way, the state of the 46,000 intern teachers.
No teacher is ever employed as an intern. Teachers are either permanent and pensionable or on contract. So you saw them in the streets. It was one of our demands.
We are therefore beseeching all our esteemed teachers to report to schools on Monday for the start of the third term, now that the government has released funds for the implementation of the second phase of the 2021-2025 CBA and addressed all the issues that the unions had resolved.
Walimu wetu Jumatatu waelekee mashuleni. Mishahara by Friday inaingia kwa benki zao.
And now, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has once again urged leaders in the Mount Kenya region to stand together. Together with more than 20 lawmakers and influential regional figures, the Deputy President has called for a stop to influential strife and a group effort to prioritize regional concerns.
Kujeni tusukume barabara ya Maumau, kujeni tusukume mambo ya chai, kujeni tusukume mambo ya kahawa. Come, we work. Tuachane na mambo ya siasa ya kutafuta viti.
Umoja wa Mount Kenya. Jameni, situfanye umoja ya kutetea miradi yetu ambayo imesimama. Kwanza tufanye umoja ya hawa wananchi.
Tumeamua tusaidie na tutengeneze serikali. Hata President William Ruto amesema ikuwe broad based. Hata wale mtu tulikuwa tunashindana na yeye anaitwa Raila Odinga ameingia ndani. Sasa mimi nataka nikuulize, ile mitego tulikuwa tumetega tutegue. Unajua inashika marafiki yetu, ile mitego tulikuwa tumetega huko mbele. So na wewe utafuta marafiki wengine. Kwa sababu iko marafiki wameshikana pale, na wewe tafuta marafiki wengine, shikana na wale wengine, wale wadogo. Ukikutana na Kalonzo Musyoka, shikana na yeye, akuwe rafiki yako. Ukikutana na yule mtu mwingine watawe, shikana na yeye, akuwe rafiki yako. Ukikutana na mtu mwenye na wabunge wawili watatu, shikana na yeye, akuwe rafiki yako.
You can visit the website, you correct the information that you gave us, because we were given the information, we collected all the information, we put it into a system, and places you in a part. So, if the information giver wrote that the father or the mother is a managing director, perhaps trying to elevate herself or himself,
then automatically you'll go to band 5 because you're earning 1 million shillings. But there are also people who are able, but they have said they are children of single mothers.
Kenya National Innovation Agency.
We apologize for that technical glitch. I'll repeat that news report. The vice-chancellors of all public universities are required by the Ministry of Education to admit all eligible applicants without exception. First-year students must be accommodated by the vice-chancellors on the condition that their cost will be reimbursed upon the payment of essential maintenance. However, because there could be a delay in the fee payments, this regulation might put universities in financial jeopardy and affect their planning and operations.
You can visit the website, you correct the information that you gave us, because we were given the information, we collected all the information, we put it into a system and places you in a band. So, if the information giver wrote that the father or the mother is a managing director, perhaps trying to elevate herself or himself, then automatically you'll go to band 5 because you're earning 1 million shillings. But there are also people who are able, but they have said they are children of single mothers.
Kenya National Innovation Agency, Africa.
But for those students who are not yet sure that what the fees that their households will contribute is, we encourage you to go to the university to report. The vice chancellors will receive you, and when that amount has been determined, then you'll be expected to pay according to the policy of the university.
National Research Festival.
Because we are depending on the information you give. So let us learn to be true to what we are, so that we get proper information and to also place people, households in the bands that are that they fit. Otherwise, there are corrective measures, and it is going on.
I encourage students who feel they have an issue to raise to be reviewed, their capacities and their banding, to go to the portal www.hef.co.ke. All the issues will be processed within a period of 3 weeks.
Last but not least, and as we are doing this, funds have already been released. For scholarships, 2.8 billion have been wired to university fund. For loans, 5.2 billion has been wired to help. So let us leave misinformation.
A significant step towards improving the welfare of the country's security forces will be taken when police officers receive a pay increase that will be retroactive to July the 1st. The project is a component of a broader reform agenda that was inspired by the suggestions. Here's the report.
Review the pay, living conditions, medical cover, housing and other aspects of welfare for members of the services, and simply to do the right thing for these officers.
The task force was asked to examine and review the various aspects that touch on the welfare, terms and conditions of service, capabilities, and service delivery. And to additionally identify the key levers for comprehensive change in the services.
We are going for a short break. We'll be right back with more news updates.
Ever the best. Hallelujah.
When we determined that there was going to be a stock up, which was mid-2023, and we knew what the implications of that stock out can be. We also knew that De La Rue on its own had decided to shut down its plant. Procurement was concluded in accordance with the PPADA and with the approval of the National Security Council and the Cabinet. The cost of the banknotes was euros 103,299,000, which is equivalent to $109 million, 422,740.
Quantity or the value of the banknotes in circulation is well over 330 billion notes. So measured against 689 billion worth of value for the next 5 years, I think that's, I don't think we are talking of a massive injection. It's not an injection. They'll be consumed as they are withdrawn. What really informed the really justification why you could not keep your shareholding there, why you could not have the company here, why everything was, that company had to close. Why the government of Kenya bought shares at De La Rue was to make the printing of those notes cheaper, okay? So that because they are shareholder. So that question about value for money and how these contracts compare is not coming out clear. I think
be able to say, I'm taking that this is the amount of, the number of notes that are already worn out, and therefore it informs your costing. Because honestly, suppose you want to bring, this is 14 billion tender, and you want to bring notes worth 500 million.
The central bank is to ensure that there is price stability, exchange rate stability, financial market stability in terms of the banking sector, but also to ensure that there is enough money in the economy for the economy to grow and for employment to be generated.
500 million.
The central bank is to ensure that there is price stability, exchange rate stability, financial market stability in terms of the banking sector, but also to ensure that there is enough money in the economy for the economy to grow and for employment to be generated.
On to business news. For the first half of 2024, the Kenya Commercial Bank reported a net income of 29.9 billion shillings driven by growth in earning assets and foreign exchange revenue interest. KCB CEO Paul Russo noted that notable expansion of the bank's mobile lending, which has reached 1 billion shillings daily during the announcement of the bank's half-year results. Here's the report.
And based on that performance, the board has recommended an interim dividend of 1 shilling 50, amounting to 4.8 billion that will be payable on or before 30th of October. This is the highest interim dividend we've ever proposed. You can see there 1.5. We've always done a shilling.
When the Kenyan shilling was depreciating, subsidiaries were posting some very good numbers against the Kenyan shillings when you convert into KES. Now Cosmas says, Paul, you need to adjust my numbers because the Kenya shilling is strong. And I told Cosmas, he didn't adjust the Kenya numbers. When we get value propositions right, we will get every single bit of our strategy right. We support over 700,000 female customers. In terms of for other segments, we rolled out digital term loans for MSMEs. Dealing with cooking oil was the most stupid, heavy mistake, benefit of hindsight. I don't shy off from that. But there are a number of lessons, both from business and individual perspective, that we will take that will make KCB stronger. Certainly it will make me as a leader stronger. There are a number of items that we did under KTC that were successful. Rice, beans, trade, fertilizer, amazing. Cooking oil, it will be one page of a book if I write a book.
On to some international news. An emotional moment at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago last night as President Joe Biden took the stage for what may be his final address as the party's leader. The president received a 4-minute standing ovation from the packed arena before delivering a heartfelt farewell. Biden, who stepped down as the Democratic candidate last month, reflected on his presidency, defended his legacy, and voiced strong support for Kamala Harris as his successor. In a pointed remark, he emphasized the need to preserve democracy, referencing the Capitol riots and branding Donald Trump as a loser. Here is more on this emotional speech.
And now, I would like to introduce my father, your 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden.
And we know that Tim and Gwen Walz are also people of great character. Selecting Kamala was the very first decision I made when I became our nominee. And it was the best decision I made my whole career. We've not only gotten to know each other, we've become close friends. She's tough, she's experienced, and she has enormous integrity, enormous integrity. Her story represents the best American story. And like many of our best presidents, she was also vice president. That's a joke. But she'll be a president. I've made a lot of mistakes in my career, but I gave my best to you. For 50 years, like many of you, I've given my heart and soul to our nation. And I've been blessed a million times in return with the support of the American people. I've either been too young to be in the Senate because I wasn't 30 yet, and too old to stay as president. But I hope you know how grateful I am to all of you. I can honestly say, and I mean this in the bottom, give you my word as a Biden, I can honestly say I'm more optimistic about the future than I was when I was elected as a 29-year-old United States Senator. I mean it. Folks, we just have to remember who we are. We're the United States of America. And there's nothing we cannot do when we do it together. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you.
That's all we have for you today. Have a blessed day.
Younib